What a time to be alive. El Clasico this weekend, right here, TYT Sports, your favourite segment with your favourite host. Let's talk some tactics. Now, this is part one. We're going to focus on Real Madrid. There will be a part two. You can check out that, talking about the team that will be home, Barcelona. But first, the challengers travelling to the new camp, Real Madrid. This is how we imagine they will line up. Of course, they have a major injury. Gareth Bale will not be playing, so there's a couple of things that I'm going to highlight tactically that I think Zidane will look to alter, very similar to the way he tackled Atletico Madrid in that 3-0 victory away from home. I think you'll see a lot of the same fundamentals in their tactics. At the back line, pretty solid. You could expect Varane to come out, Pepe to go in. I know he played midweek and last weekend as well, so there could be a change in there. Maybe even Varane and Pepe, or Varane and Ramos, who really knows. But their midfield, Casemiro, who I thought, hands down, was the best player on the park the last time these two teams faced. As I highlighted most of my tactics, it should have just been called the Casemiro tactics because he emptied his pockets at the end of the day and he had Messi and Suarez in one pocket and Neymar in the other. A little over the top, but he had a phenomenal game and was one of the main reasons why Real Madrid won that game. But Kovacic and Modric have been in fine form as well in the middle of the park. I think Kovacic will do a very similar job as to what Casemiro's role is. Or was in the past game. And even if Casemiro comes back in, I still think that you'd see Kovacic feature because he's been playing very well. But this is how I imagine they would look to be lining up in this game. Lucas is an immediate replacement for Gareth Bale, and he'll come in to play on the right side of that. Isco, who I think played phenomenally well against Atletico Madrid, he is someone that's been rumoured to have make way for Casemiro and maybe push Kovacic a little bit further left. And I'm going to talk about that here, Ronaldo and Benzema. So, if you look here at the iPad straight from the top, I don't think they're going to play like this. This is how a lot of outlets are running them. The 4-2-3-1 standard Real Madrid formation, very similar to what you'll see on the opposite end. But this is how I think they'll line up. I think they'll go with the 4-4-2, exactly how they played against Atletico Madrid, with two central strikers who almost play like wide men. So what happened against Atletico is you had the two speedy players up top, Ronaldo and Bale, and what you'll see now is it allowed Ronaldo to be so versatile, move in and around. Ronaldo picked up the ball so many times on the right-hand side against Atletico. He was constantly a danger because Bale, obviously naturally left-footed, wanted to wander out here. And I think you'll see a very similar role. You'll see Benzema take up a central role, look to get in the box the way Ronaldo consistently was doing, causing a problem against Atletico. But I think that Cristiano will still have the freedom to move around because Isco will naturally just kind of play in this left side. And you'll see Lucas Vazquez hog the touchline to create all this space in here for the likes of Benzema to check in and pick up the ball, and then Ronaldo and him can play as a front two. And what this does is allows Modric and Kovacic, the two Croatian midfielders who know each other very well, to just basically hold that position. Modric loves to have the ball deep anyway, and then he likes to pick his passes and find his way up gradually. Kovacic will naturally take up this position, knowing full well that Lionel Messi will like to try and find this space in here, so he needs to be aware that this should be his domain. He needs to patrol this area, protect the back four, similar to what Casemiro did so well in the last game. So, despite the fact that they may look to be playing that 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1, whatever way you want to look at it, I'm positive that they'll go in with the same approach they had to Atletico Madrid because it's going to cause the same sort of problems it did against Barcelona, because when you go to a place where the home team are expected to be the favourites, as Atletico were, despite the fact that Real Madrid have been successful under Zinedine Zidane's era against Atletico. Atletico at home, moving the ball freely, they looked dominant at several points in that game, expected to score, but Real Madrid was simply devastating on the counter-attack because of this 4-4-2. And I'm going to highlight what I think they'll do against Barcelona in order to free up a lot of space where Barcelona are really facing a lot of problems. So Barcelona against Real Sociedad dropped points. I am so surprised that they didn't concede more goals in the first half from wide areas, an area that Real Madrid have been taking full advantage of. Barcelona have two fullbacks that are inexperienced in terms of El Clasico. Jordi Alba has been rolled out with injury. You're going to see probably Lucas Digne come in and play left back with Sergio Roberto at right back, facing the task of trying to handle Marcelo streaming forward, of Isco pulling wide and Ronaldo pulling wide. It's not an easy task whatsoever. And what Sociedad did so well against Barcelona is they looked to try and isolate those fullbacks into one-on-one situations, not just with the ball to feet. So what happened with Sociedad is they were constantly getting the ball out, drawing out Sergio Roberto, and what that was doing was pulling Piqué across. Piqué constantly was in this area, trying to cover overlapping runs by the fullbacks, and it created all this space in here. This is Karim Benzema's dream, because he makes this run into the front post, and he's got an easy tap in. And then what this will allow for Cristiano Ronaldo to do, which he did as he scored against Sporting Gijon, is he made this run where he checked into this area, looped into the back post, and he had a one-on-one against a defender like someone like Lucas Digne, who's not known for his aerial prowess, or Mascherano. And Cristiano Ronaldo's attacking threat in the air is frightening. This guy can get up. He's in a hot run of form. He's playing more like a poacher in there and not wasting his time out in the wide left or wide right areas. He's making that run to detract, but what he does is he's making this run in here so that you expect him to want to try and pick it up into feet, and then he'll check his run into the box, whether it's coming from the right or whether it's coming from the left, and you'll see Ronaldo loop into the back post and try to get this ball in and score in the air. I am positive, if there was a bet out there, I'm sure there is somewhere, that you can bet on where Real Madrid will get most of their success from. It's the wide areas. It's the overlapping runs from the fullbacks. It's creating those space to get the ball into the box. Hence why they've been doing it so well. Against Atletico Madrid, what they were doing is they were acting like a sponge, sucking up all the pressure. And then when they sprang forward into that counter-attack, they had Ronaldo at full pelt going into the box. They had Isco tracking at the back. They didn't need 6-7 people in the box. So when you look here, the example against Atletico Madrid is what happened is Atletico were starting to push more numbers forward. Imagine Atletico in the red against Real Madrid, pushing a lot of numbers forward, and Real Madrid deliberately just left Benzema, well at that point it was Bale, so it will be Benzema and Ronaldo just wander in this area because they were confident that these midfielders, with the pace of Vasquez and the pace of Isco and the creativity, when they win the ball in here, by this point, you imagine that Barcelona will push forward their fullbacks to get involved in the attack. All it's going to take is a Ronaldo run out wide. He takes the role of what Gareth Bale was doing, or an Isco overlap and run. And all of a sudden, you have Barcelona isolated again, one-on-one or two-on-one. And then you have these pacey midfielders, these pacey runners, Modric kind of tracking into the edge of the box, really forcing Barcelona to backpedal on the counter-attack. And it will be very dangerous because Real Madrid, now more so than they have been in the past, are so comfortable in the chaos. I use this term quite a lot when it comes to tactics. What does it mean? It means you're comfortable dropping into your own box. You're comfortable kind of just absorbing this pressure, hitting those crosses coming in from Barcelona. They don't look as free-flowing and creative as they have done in the past. They will have moments where they'll knock the ball around Messi, Suarez and Neymar, but Real Madrid are more comfortable going into this game, maybe sacrificing that 4-2-3-1 and playing more of a traditional 4-4-2 to sit back. Come at me, Barcelona. We'll play you defensively. We're not going to try and play you your own game in your home turf. We're going to absorb that pressure. Then all of a sudden, we're going to hit you in the counter-attack. We're going to hit you in those isolated wide areas and get the ball into the box. It sounds more so like a Stoke approach. It's working for Real Madrid, sorry. If they win this game, they go 33 games unbeaten in all competitions. Remarkable from Zinedine Zidane because he's versatile. He's changing his approach based on his opponent. He's not going in with this Galactico mindset. We're Real Madrid. We can beat everyone just playing with the ball on their deck. We can beat everyone. We can match them on their day. He understands that Barcelona, on their day, are probably the best team in the world. The idea is to force them out of their day. Make sure that they play in a way that they're not knocking the ball around freely, but they're getting frustrated. They're putting more numbers forward. And in turn, they'll hit them on the counter-attack. And I think Real Madrid will find some success in that. But if you want to know my prediction, I have to go to the next clip where I talk about Barcelona, and I'll have my prediction at the end of that. Right here, TYT Sports, Francis_Maxwell on Twitter, Francis Maxwell host on Instagram. Peace.